Okay, we are back. We are going to do the bluing, well not bluing, the blue wash. We're working on washes. So there's this little head, it's kind of pinky. You can kind of see that it's kind of pink, like this kind of color. I've already mixed up the blue. I am using this blue. It's called True Blue by Folk Art, and it's going to be the equivalent for ultramarine blue for Genesis. It's going to be similar shade. And you put your half a teaspoon of distilled water. You put your drop of the emulsion in there. Mix it up. And this is the color we get, because the emulsion is white. And so it kind of mixes, it makes it more of a duller color than this. See, it's a little bit duller color. And you're going to mix it up. Now this one you're going to pay extra. When you're doing your washes, you got to just be really, 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 really careful, because it stains the head. Now his head, when I did the red, you can see it's more red right in this area and that area. You can see it. And it's the vinyl. It just absorbed it way quick. Now I've already put a little layer of blue. You can see the blue tint, the hint, in the back of the head. And now we're going to do the neck, ears, around, and this will stain fairly quickly. And I tend to keep it over the paper because it does drip. Do the ears. We're going to go over that one again. And it does drip. So we're going to just do the top, kind of let it blend into where I just was. Let it blend. You can see the blue tint. And we are going to pounce it and get it, make sure you get it out of the crevices. Real important that you do that, so it doesn't stay in there. And when you're working on it yourself, you can see where it's really wet and where you've pounced beforehand. And you just want to make sure that you get all of that. And you can squeeze out your sponge. And you want to do that several times. And let's get this all, okay. We're gonna get that out of the sponge. You can see how much water was in there. You want to try to get into the ears as best you can and get that all out. Use your brush. Soak up that blue behind the ears. You want to get it out of the little creases, little crease lines. Away from that. Get it out. Here we go. And you will be able to see a blue tint. That's light. You will see a bluish kind of tint. I'm trying to get it in the right light so you can tell. You can really see it above the, we haven't done down here yet. So you can see the blue. Now we're just going to go back to the front. We've done, about right here we did. So now we're gonna do the forehead. The cheeks, the nose. Inside the mouth. Everywhere. And it dripped. Keep him upside down for a minute so you can get all of that out. So he doesn't. And you can leave it on for a second like we're talking right now, and you know, I'm kind of soaking it up as it moves. But there's the blue. You see the blue? See the blue? And we're just gonna pounce it off, just like the other one. And you're gonna see the blue tint. You'll see a red tint. You'll see both the tints. And this is what makes up your flesh. You know, you do a flesh layer, which is just the tan, and this is just adding pigment to it to make it the realism, more realism to it. And I got it in his ears again, so I got to get that out. Just get that out as much as you can. And it's inside his nose. I kind of want to leave it in there a little bit with his nose because they used to, back when they first started reborning, they used to dig that out. They would drill it out and put black felt in there. Yeah, let's do his ears first. Get that all taken care of. So that's the blue that we're doing. Get it out of his mouth. You don't want it inside the mouth. If you can see, up his nose it's blue. Inside his mouth is blue. And we're going to kind of pounce that out with this brush. And it's still going to have a blue tint in there. Now his nose, we're just going to put the brush right there, and it kind of soaks it up, the tip. Make sure you get it around the nose. So now he's still got a little bit of blue tint in there, and I don't know if you can see that, but now he has his blue tint. For his head. Now I put red down here, and now I'm going to put blue next to it somewhere. Let's put some blue next to it. See the blue next to the red? See the red? There's the blue. And you can see the blue tint in his thing. So I'm doing a little bit of blue so you can see the blue color. And I do it down on the rim so when you take his head apart you can see what colors I used. Okay, so there's his little head. We are going to put that right there. Actually, we're not. We're going to put it right there because it's going to touch these, and we don't want it to touch those. So now we've got to do the limbs. And I don't know why this keeps getting a little, I get little there's dust in the air and you just got to keep cleaning it off. So he's got a little bit of blue on him. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. He's got his little blue tint. And then we're gonna do a leg, and I'll show you what it looks like as we're going. And then the next step is the creases. So that'll be the next video. So let me show you what his foot, we're gonna be using this blue again shortly. So here's the blue. See how blue that is? And we're just gonna pounce it off. It's just gonna leave a little blue stain. Like, it's not gonna be like in your face blue. It's just gonna look like a blue hint, a shade. If you move it just right, you'll see that blue shade. And that's what we want. Now there's different versions of this that you can do. I like this version. You can experiment on your own or find a tutorial, buy a tutorial. Everybody paints differently. You might be using the same color. Like I could have somebody sitting right next to me doing the exact same thing as me, and the doll's gonna come out totally different. And that's just the way it is. So, you know, I had somebody ask me, I would love a doll exactly the way you painted Zoe or whatever. And I'm like, well, I can paint it with the same instructions, you know, what I followed, but I can't guarantee you that it would look the same because each vinyl is different, each kit is different, each painter is different. It really depends. That's why I have kind of not done customs, because you can tell me what color hair, if I root, you can tell me what color hair, and this is what happened with this one. She told me what color eyelashes, because I'm not going to root hair on them. You can tell me if you want like more of a preemie version, which is darker, or a newborn, which is lighter. And we're doing a newborn. We're doing the lighter complexion. And I don't do AA babies. I haven't even attempted that. I don't think I would either. That's hard. I would think I would have to watch like 20 videos first before I even attempt to do it. So just take off the excess that you have on here. See, it's all blue. You see the blue tint. And that's all it's doing is tinting the vinyl. And the longer you leave it on, the more of a tint you'll get. But you do not want to leave this on wet, like totally wet. That is a no-no. You don't do that. You gotta get the pools of water off. Now I started with the foot, and I could have done that last, so it would have stayed on longer. And I've just started up here. You know, I got it all wet except for the feet, and just let it run. And by the time I'm doing the top piece here, the bottom piece had time to kind of soak in a little bit to the vinyl. And it went back down into the foot, which is fine. And you just want to, you work, and I guess with heat set paints, you have time to pounce it off and do whatever, because it doesn't do that. While with air dry, it air dries. It air dries. So you want to get as much of it off before it dries, because then you get a problem. So you just want to go back with these little creases and make sure that you get the pools off, especially behind the knees and everything. So there we go. He's got his blue tint. get it over here. He's got a blue tint. You can see a blue hue, kinda. You see the red. You can tell from here. This is the original color. You can see the reddish and you can see the blue tint. So that's what you want. So, oops, gotta get that out of his toes. I didn't see that. Make sure you double check before you put them down. There's nothing in there. Okay, now he should be fine. And now we're gonna do the other one. Now if I showed the two together, like this one isn't done. This one is. See the blue tint? You can see the blue tint. So that's what we're doing, is adding a blue tint to everything. So I am going to do this limb and the other limbs, the other two limbs. I already did the head. I'm going to do the other two limbs, and I will be back after I do that. Okay, we are done with this one for the bluing. I call it bluing. It's not the bluing. It's the blue wash. We did the red wash. We did the blue wash. So it is all done. You can see the hint of blue in the background here. You can see the hint of blue. You can see it. And that's pretty much what it looks like in person, is the hint of blue. So that's all going to dry. And the next section is going to be, let me move my stuff here, is going to be creases. I'm not going to add a flush tone. I think I'm just going to leave that. And yeah, we're going to do the creases. And that will be it for this one. So thank you for watching, everybody, and I appreciate it, and we will see you in the next one.